Hi. Hi to all my replay viewers. And hi to everyone joining right now. Hey, hi, how's it going? I'm excited about our Texas weather. That's where I'm from. Where y'all signing in from? Thank you for joining us. So good. I see a lot of repeats and people who are getting to be regular Periscopers with me, and I'm so happy about that. Thank you, everybody, for joining. Hi, Katie McCombs. Oh, I know you're having a good time parenting. That is very exciting. Oh, wow. Every time my kids hear the whistle, they yell, Nina. That is so cute. I'm in the playroom today, so hi, kids. And I've got my grandkids in the picture right behind me. And I thought that would be a fun background for today. Yes, it's so great to be with you. I'm Trina Titus Lozano, and I'm a counselor, and I specialize in marriage and family, and I am enjoying Periscoping with y'all every day at noon and 9. The weather is amazing here in Texas, and I am celebrating today the ability to just wear a little scarf, even though I still have on my white jacket, and my scarf is in honor of our topic today, which is L is for love. You see all the kisses? L is for love. L is for love. So lots of hearts going on today. So y'all help me get the goal of lots of hearts today, because this would be a perfect time for me to really meet that goal of my 10,000 hearts, and I would love that. So y'all help me today, or should I say 100,000? I think it's 100,000 hearts actually. So just keep on tapping the bottom of your screen. Give me lots of hearts today. Oh, thank you, Brielle. I need lots of hearts. I really do. Oh, it's exciting to be with you guys today. Yeah, I'm so excited to have some of my grandkids even Periscoping with us. And L is for love, which is a topic. You know, a loving marriage is the foundation of good parenting. Every child needs to have parents that love each other. And maybe you weren't blessed to have a home like that when you grow up, but now that you're married and you have your own children, you have an ability to create this sort of home for yourself. Hopefully your spouse agrees and they're going to cooperate with you to make a loving home and to also make your marriage a priority. And in order for that to happen, we need to understand love. But not just any kind of love, not just the kind of love that drew us together in the beginning, but we need to understand the 4 definitions of Greek, the way the Greek defines love. So the way that the Greeks define love is like this. First, we have agape, which is that unconditional love. That's, oh, hi from Cleveland. Agape love is that unconditional love. Give me lots of hearts. Thanks for joining. Thank you so much. Agape love is unconditional love. It's a love that God gives to us and then that we have an ability to give to others. It's the only love that is a choice. It is an action word. It is a decision that we make. And that comes from really engaging our mind into knowing, you know what, I'm going to go above and beyond my feelings. So whether I feel like it some days, I'm going to choose to love, which means to contend for the highest possible good until it's a present tense reality. And when you make your vows on your wedding day, that's what you're talking about, because it's agape love that is the kind of love that never fails. It's agape love that's the love that is that for better or for worse, for richer or for poorer, in sickness and in health till death do us part. Remember your wedding vows? Right. I hope so. And if you're not married, boy, I hope that you consider that that's really the best part of being a parent, is being able to be married to the person that you made that child with. And I know every marriage can't be saved, and that's okay. I'm a counselor and I get that. But most can. So if you're married, or I just want you to do your best to know that the foundation of great parenting is a great marriage, okay? And that's what we're talking about today. Agape love, the other Greek definition is eros. Eros is is that mutual, the attraction, that erotic love, the chemistry, that feeling of I have butterflies and I'm falling in love, okay? That's eros. Phileo is brotherly love. It's that friendship. And so that's important too. And then storge is the love. That's right. Keep your love on. It's one of my favorite books. If y'all have not read that, go get yourself a copy and get a highlighter. You're going to need to really mark it up. Keeping your love on. Hi from France. But Keeping Your Love On is a great book, and it talks about these kinds of love as well. But storge love is a unique love because it is the love from a parent to a child. And that is so awesome whenever, as married people, we get to love our children. Keep Your Love On is the title of the book. Keep Your Love On. Yes, and it is such a great book. So you guys go ahead and get that. Oh, so glad, Cecily, that you got to watch the replay. Yeah, you guys watch the replays if you haven't had an opportunity to. And I'm on a parenting series right now. That's right, by Danny Silk. I'm on a parenting series right now, going from A and working our way all the way through Z. And I'm with you twice a day at noon and 9. Today is the letter L. If you've missed all the beginning parts of this series, you can go to my website, which is TrinaTitusLozano.com, and you can catch the series all the way from the beginning and just stick with me. So today we're talking about love. Explain to your children the definitions of love in the Greek as well. This starts from the time they are young. So Anderson and can already begin to understand Brielle. They can understand these definitions so that we are doing our children justice, and we're doing love justice by explaining specifically the Greek words for love. Kids are smart, so give them credit for being smart. Explain agape, storge, phileo, and eros, okay? Because if they grew up thinking that love is just about eros, then when that feeling leaves, they're going to be stuck, and it's not going to benefit them for their long-term relationships in their marriage. And so as you explain love, be sure that you do this. I was married in 1983 on May 27th, and I married my dream guy. I married a guy that was good looking and a hard worker and loved me, and we had a best friendship, and we had a romantic, passionate, fun kind of relationship. And he had a really nice car, and he was a great dancer, and he had a great job. So all of these reasons were one reason why I really wanted to marry him. So we got married, and things were great, and we grew in our love. We started having children, and it was exciting to just continue to grow in this. Well, fast forward with me to April 1st, 2002. I was preparing to celebrate our 19th wedding anniversary. Our oldest child was preparing to graduate from high school, and our youngest was in 3rd grade. And my husband blindsided me with the information that he didn't love me anymore. And you could imagine how surprised I was, because being a counselor and so-called relationship expert, I thought I was doing everything right. I had no idea that my husband was unhappy in our marriage. Wow, I guess I was really not paying attention, huh? Well, he was in this all-out, full-throttle midlife crisis, and I was clueless. I was so busy with my career and with the kids and just the busyness of life. I was completely clueless about how unhappy he was in our relationship. So I was going through the motions, and while I'm going through the motions, he was filing for a divorce. And I was served divorce papers 3 days later. 3 days later, I was served divorce papers. There was no counseling, there was no discussion, and I was absolutely blindsided. Well, as you can imagine, this was like the rug just getting pulled out from underneath me. And I am transparent because it is heartbreaking. And, you know, I couldn't hide that from my kids. They were heartbroken. I was heartbroken. We were all completely shocked. We didn't have a home where we argued and where we fought. So it was shocking. My husband was the type that when he was upset, he would shut down and just sort of disappear and then work harder. And we were all blindsided. We had no idea of what he was thinking. He never told us until this day when he told us. And then he moved out a few days later to an apartment that he already had, planning to marry the woman that he had been having an affair with for the previous 9 months. So this was the biggest test of my life. I'm a Christian, and at this point, and I was just having to trust God on a whole nother level. I believed in my vows, and I was very familiar with the scripture, 1 Corinthians 13, which was read at our wedding. It was even sang at our wedding, and it was, you know, I thought I knew what it meant until I really experienced the test, the biggest test of my entire life. I'm going to read the scripture so you know what agape love actually means, okay? Love is patient. Love is kind. It does not envy. It does not boast. It is not proud. It is not rude. It is not self-seeking. It is not easily angered. It keeps no record of wrongs. Love does not delight in evil, but it rejoices with the truth. It always protects, always trusts, always hopes, always perseveres. This is 1 Corinthians 13, 4-7. Okay, so I kept reading this, and I kept going back to the word, and I'm reading and rereading and saying, okay, God, what did I miss here? Because I thought everything was great. Well, you know, what was really actually happening is my husband was focused on his eros love. He was focused on the fact that he had lost that love and feeling, okay? He had lost that love and feeling, and he had let it go to another woman. Well, I was tested right now that I was going to have to rejoice with the truth, because at this point, I was actually glad that I knew the truth. I mean, I had no idea what was going on in his mind or in our marriage, so I kept thinking, okay, God, I'm grateful for the truth. I'm grateful for the truth, and I just kept telling myself that. Well, as I'm walking through this, my kids are watching me. I mean, our kids are watching me, but he disappeared. He moved to an apartment. And they're watching me, and how am I going to respond? Well, what choice did I have? I got an attorney and was like, okay, well, I'm just going to have to trust God, because whether this marriage works or not, somehow I'm going to have to love this guy anyway. I mean, he's the father of my children. I can't hate him. The Bible says I need to love him. So I'm going to have to figure out a way, at least to do my part, that I'm going to figure this out and not hate him for doing this to me, because man, I wanted to hate him. But you know, it's interesting because hate is not the opposite of love. Hate's a feeling, and it's the absence of love. And boy, I really felt that, but it's the other side of the same coin. The opposite of love is selfishness, which was what he was operating at the time. So I just pressed into God. My kids pressed into God, and I helped them understand, and I explained to them the definitions of these words, and also how agape love means that we can love the Lord our God with all of our heart, soul, mind, and strength, and then we can love ourselves no matter what we are facing. And as we love ourselves, we can love others as ourselves, and we can get through anything, because we will not have fear. We'll choose love over fear, and perfect love casts out fear. So in a time in my life that I was so tempted to be terrified of being a single mom, terrified of I don't even know what life would look like as with my husband married to someone else. I mean, it was just the most bizarre thing that I could even ever imagine. No one in my family had ever been divorced. And so as I faced this reality, I modeled for my kids trusting God on a whole nother level, knowing love on a whole nother level. See, I knew that I loved my husband, but I didn't know I could love him enough to forgive him for this, because 1 Corinthians 13 says that love doesn't hold a record for wrongs. Well, really? How am I not going to hold a record of this? I can't help it. Well, God really helped me. And whenever he changed his mind, which was in June, just 2 months later, he asked if he could come home. And I tell you, I wanted to say no. I wanted to say, you know what? You can't come home. I mean, you made this decision, you left, so stay gone. Figure it out, but you're not coming home. That's what I felt like saying. But, you know, I had an understanding even then that even though that's what I felt like, that I didn't want that to drive my decision making. Remember, if feelings are at the number one spot and they drive your decision making, then you're going to get misled, which is how he got misled. So I chose to make my identity drive my decisions. So my identity is, I'm a faithful wife that's going to be committed to my vows. So since that is my identity, and since I believe in the power of God, and I believe in the power of his love, and I believe in miracles, I'm going to deny my feelings and put them at the bottom of the list. Oh, they're real. My emotions are real. And I was really not feeling it. I'm telling you, I wasn't feeling the love after that kind of a betrayal. The pain's more excruciating than you could ever imagine. Maybe some of you have been through it. However, I decided, you know what? My identity is going to drive my decision, and then it drove my action, which is next. Identity, action, then feelings is the proper order. And then as I do that, then it drove my action to allow him to come home, and then eventually the feeling followed. Well, I can tell you right now, today we just celebrated our 32nd wedding anniversary, okay? So 32 years later, and now we're way past when that happened in 2002. That was 10 years ago. Well, in the last 10 years, our children have all grown. 3 of them have married. Look, we've got 9 grandkids. You know what? I'm really happy that I chose agape love. It is a miracle, but it's because of the power of love, okay? And it's not because I'm anybody great. It's because I made a decision based on my identity. I chose to trust God. I chose to believe in the power of agape love, and I refused to be controlled by my emotions of fear and hate at the time. Okay, so I wasn't going to be doing that. So as you do this, what you're doing is you model this to your kids. You teach them the difference of agape love versus eros versus phileo versus storge. They're all different. They have great definitions, but a really healthy marriage is going to encapsulate all of these elements of love. Today I'm talking about Ellis for love. Every marriage can't be saved. There is abusers and there is abuse, and I will be the first one to say, you know, when that's the way it is, you got to protect your kids from the abuser, and it's not going to work. So you're going to have to walk away from that. But God can still restore you in your ability to love. Your ability to love. God restores everybody in your ability to love. So that is the point here. This is not about really anything else. If you're married or not, I don't want anyone to feel guilty if you're divorced or if you're on a second marriage. But I do want you to know that agape love, the power of love, must be taught to your children. Because as your kids are growing into teenagers, they have to know that love is more than a feeling. It's more than a friendship, and it's godly, and it's God's love, and we trust him. And as we trust him to help us understand that we will make a choice to relentlessly contend for the highest possible good until it's a present tense reality. I'm not giving up. I'm not giving up. I believe in the power of God. I believe in miracles. I believe in the power of love. That is so powerful. And as you model that and as you teach that to your children, that is the foundation of everything. All of theology is based on this principle. Love the Lord your God with all your heart, soul, mind, and strength. Love yourself, and then love your neighbor as yourself, others after that. So that is an understanding of agape love. You understand this, you teach this to your children. I love today, as I was flipping through Instagram this morning, that Charlotte and Steve Gamble are celebrating their 20-year anniversary. So congratulations to them. Catch her on Periscope if you have an opportunity. They are awesome people. And she's a friend of my mother's, and I don't know her personally, but my mom and dad have known her husband, Steve, since he was a really little boy, and they knew his parents very, very well from a little town in Wenatchee, Washington. But they're celebrating their 20-year anniversary today by renewing their vows, and their son is walking her down the aisle to meet him. That is so precious. That is involving their children and an understanding of what a committed love looks like. And their daughter's going to be there to say a blessing over them, teaching your children that love is a commitment. Love is a choice, and love comes from God. This is what we're doing. Okay, people, this is how we parent. This is how we parent well. This is the foundation of everything, is loving each other. Loving each other. And best case scenario, love your husband, love your wife, so that y'all can enjoy your grandkids together, okay? Now, I'm Trina Titus Lozano, and I am hopefully your favorite Periscoper and advice giver, and at this point, parenting coach, because I'm on this parent series. I'm a counselor. I'm a mother of 4 grown children and a wife. I'm very proud of that because that's taken a lot of work, and that's for 32 years of effort. And I love the opportunity to tell you my story. If you'd like more details about my story, go to the website, TrinaTitusLozano.com, under Ellis for Love, and that will be posted there tonight along with the videos from today. At 9 o'clock tonight, I will be back Periscoping with you, talking more about Ellis for Love and answering questions about how do you talk to your kids about sex? How do you talk to your teenagers about healthy relationships? How do you prepare them for marriage? And this is a great topic, and this is a foundational principle. I hope you guys are all enjoying this. Thanks for joining me on your lunch break, and I'll see you at 9 o'clock tonight. Y'all have a great day. I love you. Bye.